Hey there, I'm professional psychic Karen Marie, and this is Psyched Up for Sunday, June 5th, 2022. Thank you so much for spending some of your valuable time with me and watching this video. For those of you who don't know me, I've been a professional psychic in Austin, Texas since 1988. That's 34 years now of professional experience. I'm a channel, I'm a medium, I'm an empath, and I use tarot and astrology to do my private reading sessions. I also conduct past life regressions, rebirthing sessions, psychic development instruction, and house clearings. So if you're interested in knowing more about my work or scheduling an appointment with me, I've got my email and my website listed below this video, so you can check those out. So thanks to those of you who have subscribed to my channel and who share it with your friends. Again, word of mouth and referrals is the best way to go. It's how I've built my business over the last 3.5 decades. So I would greatly appreciate it if you would share this video with anyone you think might be interested. And also thank you to those of you who have been donating to support this channel. Greatly appreciate your tips and your financial donations to support my channel. So, as usual, I will be talking about the transits for the week ahead, and then I'll do mini readings for all 12 signs. I'll be doing a 3-card draw for the Sagittariuses, whom I forgot last night. Deep apologies. Mercury retrograde. It's gone direct now as of last Friday, but for the last several weeks, I've seen little glitchy things on all my videos that are Mercury retrograde misspeaks. So last week, I called my beautiful wolf earrings foxes. I called the new moon an eclipse, and I completely forgot the Sagittarius when I was doing my no personal effect. But I am going to do an extra special 3-card draw for the Sagittarius this week, just to make up for the fact that I missed you last week. So, and when I do the mini readings, they're for your sun sign, your moon sign, your rising sign, or if you have a stellium, which means 3 or more planets in a sign. So you can check out multiple readings. I'll put the timestamps below so it's easy to find the ones that pertain to you. So let's dive on in. So like I said, Mercury went direct, thank the heavens, as of last Friday. This was a particularly gnarly one since it started off in Gemini, its home sign. Anytime a planet is in its home sign, it's extra potent, extra powerful. So it's back into Taurus right now. It's been sitting at 26 degrees. All last week, while it was retrograde, now it's turned direct. It's still sitting at 26 degrees. So kind of move off of that point this week and move up to 27 and then 28. But it's been at a square with Saturn, which can be intensive, and Saturn is restriction and constriction, and it can just feel heavy. And almost everybody I've talked to has felt exhausted and tired. And I really feel like the Saturn energy, because Saturn was slowing down to turn around. And again, anytime a planet stations to turn retrograde or stations to turn direct, it really amps up in its potency and its energy. So we had Mercury stationing to turn direct again and Saturn stationing to turn retrograde at the same time, and they're in a square with each other. Not exactly, but close enough. Mercury's at 26, Saturn's at 25 of Aquarius. So it's 1 degree off. So we're feeling that. And Saturn's where we have to put in extra time and energy and effort into making things happen. So now it will be retrograde until October. So it has a longer retrograde cycle. The outer planets all go retrograde every year. It's not an unusual thing, but this will be the last time that Saturn goes retrograde in Aquarius for 2 decades. So it's starting at 25 degrees of Aquarius. It'll retrograde back to 18 degrees of Aquarius by October, and then it'll turn around to go direct again. So it'll pass over this area of your chart 3 different times, right? It's already gone through this once. It'll now go retrograde back to 18, and then it'll cross over it again going forward. So it's really working out this area of your chart. So if you have planets or points near these degree points, anything in or around near 18 to 25, either side of them, you're going to feel this transit stronger than others. I have my Saturn right there at 19. So I'm having my second Saturn return. Saturn returns back to the place it was in your birth chart every 27 to 30 years. It varies because it does have retrograde cycles. So I've already had one Saturn return this year. I'll have another as it crosses back over my Saturn. So for me, this is a restructuring, a recalibrating for everyone. Saturn's about putting boundaries and setting up stop signs. And Saturn is where we apply extra time and effort to things. So wherever you have Aquarius in your chart, you're having this intensive sort of overhaul. You're working things out. You're clearing up the debris. You're setting up new boundaries and new routines in this area of your life, wherever that is in your chart. And if you want to know more about that, you can contact me for a private session and we can dive deeply into your chart and see how this transit is affecting you. But Mercury in the last degrees of Taurus is about valuing ourselves and what we're thinking. Mercury is our thoughts and our communication, what our thoughts are towards the future. And with the Saturn square, it's like, wait, what do we need to shift where we're really showing that we value ourselves more? How are we setting up ourselves to live a fulfilling future, right? Mercury in Taurus is ruled by Venus. So there's a focus on what do we want for our love relationship? What do we want in terms of loving ourselves? It's also, since it's a Venus ruled sign, it's about our money and finances. It's about beauty and just the things of the earth and how to take care of our physical body. So Mercury has had us like rethink how we value ourselves, and are we taking practical steps to value our physical body? And this square with Saturn is emphasizing that as well. It's like, wait, slow up. Saturn moves slowly. The cool thing is when Saturn, if you have applied the effort that you feel guided to make in whatever area of your life that Saturn is affecting, when it moves back forward, it brings gifts, it brings rewards. Saturn can feel like the taskmaster. It can feel like the old piano teacher with the ruler slapping your knuckles, like, get that right. No, you can't do that. Nope, nope, nope. It can feel like restriction. It can feel like heaviness and weight and energy and like, this feels frustrating, right? But there's an evolution every time Saturn churns up an area of your chart like this. Like, you'll feel transformed if you're applying the effort. If not, it may take you another 30 years till it comes back around to this part to work on these same areas of your life. So get her done now, right? We're all about evolution and growth here. That's what I believe. We came here to evolve and grow and shift and change. So roll up your sleeves, dive in. Where do you need to really apply extra effort and extra work in your life? Okay, we've got the sun right now as I'm recording this is at 15 degrees of Gemini. So it's in the second decan of Gemini. By the weekend, it'll move into the third decan. So Gemini is the twins. It's ruled by Mercury, which is over there in Taurus. So again, it brings in these values and relationship theme into the sun's transit in Gemini right now. So Gemini's the twins, it's the communication, it's the light versus dark. It's like two different paths. Do I do this? Do I do that? It can be a lot of time in indecision, batting things between two different philosophies, two different thoughts of mind, two different whatevers, since it's the twins. In the second decan, it's really about our relationships with other people, really feeling out, what do I need to do to connect with the world around me and our daily life as well as this second decan. So a lot of extra thoughts, extra communication. When the sun's in Gemini, we're extra communicative. Sometimes it's an air sign, so we can be extra speedy in our conversations and our thoughts. Mercury helps tamper that a bit because Mercury in Taurus is very slow and methodical about thinking. So that helps slow down the thinking a little bit. When Mercury goes back into Gemini, which won't do this week, but next week it will. So then it'll be going back into its home sign, and then it's like, blah, 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 blah. It can be really diarrhea mouth going on. But right now we're having just the sun in Gemini by itself. So it can highlight creativity, ingenuity, and so you could feel extra energy towards wanting to be creative, wanting to just have great conversations with others. So this is some of the ways that the sun can highlight this Gemini energy as it moves through. Right now, the moon is in Leo. It's in the last decan of Leo. So this is about passion. It's about our love. It's about our heart, what brings us joy. It's been in Leo all weekend long. It's been a very social weekend. For me personally, I went out twice, went to an art opening at City Hall on Friday, and then went to my son's gig at Antone's last night, which there was 3 great bands, including my son's, and it was super social and super fun. And Leo moon was a great time to be out and be social. That's just an example of. Now the moon will move into Virgo tomorrow on Monday, which puts our attention on our health, on daily life, on getting things in order, getting things organized, being of service to other people. So you may want to be cleaning house in a thorough way, like, okay, I'm going to start back with a clean food plan, and I'm going to get into my exercise routine, my meditation program. Like that can all be helped with the moon going into Virgo. Monday and Tuesday, the moon will be in Virgo. So the sun will sextile Chiron tomorrow, Monday. So the sun will be at 15 degrees. It'll be sextile. I mean, it's at 15 degrees now as I'm recording this. So we may start feeling some of this energy today on Sunday. It's going to be exact early in the morning, actually, on tomorrow on Monday. So Chiron right now is sitting at 15 degrees and 37 minutes. And right now the sun is at 15 degrees and 7 seconds. So it's just moved into the 15 degree point. So Chiron is the wounded healer, where Chiron is in the chart, and it's in new territory in Aries right now. It's in the mid-decan. It's really healing how we feel about ourselves when it comes to our relationships with other people, since it's in this mid-decan, and our daily life. Like, how are we taking care of ourselves? How do we feel about ourselves? So the sun sextiling, a sextile is a positive connection. So the sun shines the light, Chiron. So Chiron can bring out, kind of like sometimes you have to lance or clean out a wound before it's healed. So it can bring something up to the surface that you need to see to heal. So it can be a bit of an ouch initially when it brings it up. It can feel like a wincing. But if you dive into and clear out whatever that woundedness is, it's an opportunity to heal it in a major way, especially with the sun sextiling Chiron. Chiron's doing its work all by itself anyway. It's working on healing this area of your chart. If you have planets or points in this mid-decan of Aries, you're particularly feeling the Chiron transit. And it's been in Aries for a while, but it's now in this mid-decan, which is a different area of the chart that it's working on. So there can be new developments in healing, new ideas may come to you about ways you can think about yourself or the world around you, again, because Mercury is moving forward now, so we can bring in that light. And then Virgo is just attention to detail as well. So the Virgo moon can really help give us insights. And Virgo is ruled by Mercury. So there's a lot of like thinking, rethinking is what I'm getting about how you look at something, so that can be healing. Like, oh, I've been looking at it like this. Well, no wonder I feel crappy every time blah, blah, blah happens, right? So our work is almost always inside out. Like when we do the work on ourselves, it may appear as if something is showing up in the environment that needs to change. That person really needs to change its behavior or her attitude or his blah, blah, blah. But our environment is always reflecting us, right? And we put our projected ideas onto the environment too. Like two people can look at the same scenario and get 2 different things from it, 2 different feelings from a person. Like we see the world through our own filter. So when we clean up and clear up something, we have a clearer perspective on what's really going on instead of us projecting our unresolved stuff onto others. This is very common for human beings everywhere, right? When we haven't resolved something within ourselves, we kind of dump it onto the world around us, and then we can see it in someone else when we can't see it in ourselves. This is classic in abusive relationships where the person calls you out for the very thing that they're doing, which can be crazy making, because they project it onto you and then call you out for their unresolved stuff. So that's part of the core of an abusive relationship, is a person who has not done their inner work and has not cleaned up their stuff, dumping it on the people around them, calling them out for the things that they have not healed, seeing the unhealed stuff in someone else. And there could be a connection, right, where they're seeing things that are exactly the same as themselves. But that can be crazy making if you're like, no, that's not me, that's you, right? So this Chiron, I feel like, is healing some of these kind of scenarios right now in this mid-decan. And being able to have someone call you out and know, you know what, that's just their stuff. You know, I don't have to engage. I don't have to feel triggered. I know my value. I know my worth. I'm just going to let that wash off. Because getting into a verbal combat, which may have been going down as Mercury was retrograde with people, like wanting to stand up for your rights. I did this in relationships in the past. Is like in this position of defending myself over and over and over again. Now in my life, when I recognize that if I'm in a defensive posture with myself, there's something out in the relationship, right? Why am I defending myself? Like, what am I being accused of? What's going down that someone is bringing me that energy where I feel like I have to defend or protect myself? So that's now, if I feel even the shades of that kind of energy in relationships, I just like do the moonwalk and I'm out, right? I just avoid. I just say no to those kind of relationships now. So I don't allow myself to get hooked into those. Or when I notice I'm hooked, then I quickly unhook and try to just move away and do my inner work to clear up the hooks that are within myself so that I don't have to repeat those patterns. So moon's in Virgo Monday and Tuesday. The sun semi-sextiles Uranus on Tuesday. So Uranus is sitting at 16 degrees of Taurus right now. It's a new turf, right? Uranus has a 84, I think somewhere in there, year orbit. It takes 84 years for it to go completely around the chart. So for most of us, we have not lived through Uranus being in this part of our chart. So it's churning up new turf. Uranus, again, is the great awakener. Its key is sudden and unexpected. Like, you cannot predict how Uranus is going to affect things. And so when you have a planet that's highlighting Uranus, it's just shining the light. A sun in a semi-sextile with Uranus is like, whoa, shaking things up. It could be in a positive way. It could also be highlighting what things in your life are shaking your life up that need to go, right? So curveballs is Uranus. It can be sudden, unexpected, wonderful things. It can be sudden, unexpected, disconcerting things. Uranus can come along and knock things down and really shake things up. The good news about Uranus, if it comes through and knocks something down or takes something away, it replaces it with something even better. So Uranus in the second decan is working on, again, our values. Taurus is all about our values. So we're getting the opportunity to really hone in how we value ourselves with a number of things that are going on with Taurus. First of all, the North Node has been moving through Taurus since January. So we're in class until summertime next year about these Taurus themes, valuing ourselves, taking care of our physical body, right? So Uranus in this second decan can bring like lightning bolts when it comes to how we care for our physical body. It can be our finances, since Taurus is ruled by Venus. And it can be sudden unexpected things in our relationships. So these have been the themes for a while. Relationships have been highlighted, our physical body and health, our values, our money. These are all really highlighted right now as Mercury is there, Uranus is there, the North Node is there, Pallas Athena, and an asteroid is also there, and Venus is there. So Venus is in her home turf of Taurus. She is super comfortable there. She's on her throne in Taurus. So she feels extra beautiful, extra lovely. This is a wonderful time to dive into the beauty of yourself, your beauty of your relationships, to dive into music, art, creativity of all forms, because Venusian things are highlighted, especially when we have the stellium in Taurus. But Uranus could come along and shake something up. And especially this week, Uranus and Venus will conjunct. Venus will cross over Uranus. Venus is an inner planet, so it's moving more quickly. So it'll cross over Uranus. That's happening on Saturday. So this can be, wow, wake ups when it comes to relationships, to money, to valuing yourself, all these things I was just talking about, these Taurus themes. It can be shocking surprises happening. There can be someone shockingly coming into your life. And again, just because the transit is happening on Saturday, we can feel these ahead of time. I usually do. You can feel them after the fact. So this whole week, if you have sudden unexpected curveballs coming, and I'm getting goosies with that, I feel like that's the theme of the week. Shocking surprises is this week. So out of the blue relationship stuff, out of the blue money issues, positive and negative on both fronts. So you can have someone suddenly come into your life that's, whoa, like a lightning bolt. You can have suddenly someone exit your life. Deaths can happen with this transit too, because Uranus can just throw the really unexpected curveball and surprises. Again, in the long run, it's going to be for your benefit, whatever that is. If it seems disconcerting and negative initially, just trust that if something's being removed or you're getting news you don't want to process, that it's for your growth, it's for your betterment. But it can be wonderful surprises. You can have a windfall, you can have an amazing relationship just show up. So this is the cool facet coming up this week. And again, we can be feeling this all week. So let's go back to the transits here. Moon's in Virgo. Moon moves into Libra Wednesday, late Wednesday. So it's in Virgo through Monday, Tuesday, part of Wednesday. Then it shifts into Libra. Libra energy puts our focus on relationships, justice, and fairness. So interesting, we're moving into relationship theme. The moon is putting our interest into relationships, just as we're going to be having this Venus-Uranus conjunction ahead too. So again, we may feel it coming. Like Uranus, it shakes things up. It's usually shocking though, unexpected. Like we can't predict it. But we may feel like something's about to shift, right? We may not know what, but we can feel this like rumblings. And so you may start feeling that midweek, like something's coming. I can feel it, especially if you're tapped into your intuition. Jupiter moves to 5 degrees on Thursday. It's at 4 degrees of Aries. So if you have any planets or points around, Jupiter brings gifts, brings good luck. So like my sun is at 5 degrees of Aries. So Jupiter is going to be conjunct my sun. So I'm expecting a really wonderful week this week. And my sun's in my 7th house of relationships. So I've already been experiencing, since Mars and Jupiter have moved into Aries, new relationships coming in. Beautiful new female friendships actually is what's been coming in. Venus can be women friends too. So the Venus is not just love relationships, it can be beautiful friendships, and Venus is about women. So I've definitely been seeing an influx of beautiful new women coming into my life, female friends. So that's been lovely. So I'm excited about Jupiter being on my sun this week and seeing what that might bring in terms of gifts and highlighting who I am in the world and what I'm here to do, what my mission is. On Friday, Mercury is trining Pluto. They're both in earth signs. Mercury, again, communication and our thoughts, trining in with Pluto, which is death and transformation. So again, it could lead to the death of an old idea, the death of communicating with someone, like, and no more, I'm not going to have these conversations with this person anymore. So there's a beautiful shift, I feel. And Pluto is retrograde. So it's about internal, like, how do you take your power back, basically? Like, what have you given your power away to in your life? What people, places, and things? How can you take your power back? What kind of internal belief systems, thought transformations do you need to have to really shift this power back into you, where you're feeling empowered and you're feeling deeply changed? Like, this is a week for deep change, I'm feeling, with this shifting of the planets the way they are. The moon in Libra too, again, you could have some realizations around relationships with this Mercury trining Pluto. Again, a trine is a positive connection, so it brings out the best. So transformational conversations can happen on Friday, like where you're just like, wow, I just had the best conversation. I just had the best interview. I just had the best thoughts. I got great ideas about writing. I got lots of stuff done, transformed my stuck energy around something. So wherever Capricorn and Taurus are in your charts, these areas can be highlighted in a positive way as well. So then the moon moves into Scorpio on Saturday, which heightens intuition in a strong way. It also can be the revealing of secrets. So some of this Venus conjunct Uranus can be sudden surprising secrets coming in, secrets being revealed. That could be personal. It could also be on the world stage, because Venus crossing Uranus is happening for all to see. But with the moon in Scorpio, Scorpio can be about deep-seated secrets, and Scorpio is about transformation since it's ruled by Pluto. So whatever is happening with this conjunction of Uranus and Venus on Saturday, I feel like is going to be super transformative for everyone. So that's an exciting week, I feel. Yeah. Is there anything else? Let me look over my notes here. I talked about the feeling of feeling kind of blocked or stuck or slow moving. Again, Saturn retrograde can make us just feel like it takes more to just move through space, and its energy is, since it just shifted, it just feels very intense. So you may feel blocked or stuck, especially with the square to Mercury. Your mind can feel like it's harder still to clear, even though Mercury's gone direct. You may still feel cloudy in your thinking, so that could still be a lingering effect. And again, Mercury is still in its shadow period, so whatever we've been taught through Mercury retrograde over the last several weeks can be like still percolating, still getting clear about it, still processing it. Saturn's the 3D reality. It's about timing. It's about things right here that we can see in here. So like when Saturn is like stopping you, like don't fight it. Like just go with it, go with the flow, do the inner work, like dive into spirit, dive into your connection to the eternal. If you're feeling stuck by what's going on in the world, it's just always a great out to just like disconnect from whatever's going on in the world, connect with your higher self, connect with spirit, your spirit guides, and like, whoo, get a different shift. Helping with that, Mercury's sextiling Neptune this week as well. So Neptune's at 25 degrees of Pisces. So it's in a semi-sextile with Saturn too. Neptune can be on the positive psychic and spiritual downloads, and on the negative, it can be like delusion and illusion and addiction and dissolving of things. And so we may actually want to dissolve some old boundary systems. We could have like the dissolving of our mind. Wait, what? Like, you know, it can be like just it can be beautiful fantasy thinking, but it can be like checked out and not in reality thinking, with Mercury sextiling Neptune. So this is a positive connection between the communication and our thoughts planet and Neptune, but it can also add to fuzzy thinking, right? So that if your mind just feels off brain, offline, like Neptune is also a player in this, right? So that's going on as well. And Neptune can be dreams and visions. So my dreams have been off the chain lately with this Neptune at 27, at 25, making to a 7. A psychic spiritual number in a psychic spiritual sign, and Neptune is the ruler of Pisces. So it's in its power in Pisces. And so it's in this last decan, which is really bringing us visions for the future. If you're tapped into that way, insights and psychic downloads about what we can be doing towards our future. So I think it's a great time to meditate and to have vivid dreams. Daily life, it can be a little bit more tricky trying to get your thoughts clear around things. Let's see. Oh, the other thing about this point where Mercury is turning around at Taurus, it's been an eclipse point. It's been a point where the sun was near at this degree point when we had the Taurus lunar eclipse in May. And so Mercury at this point is sort of reactivating the eclipse energy. And again, we're still feeling the eclipse energy. So something has been deeply transformed within us, the Scorpio, letting things go. This is where the South Node is in Scorpio, which is about releasing, letting go of karmic patterns, deep-seated things clearing. We're headed into the next full moon. Just a preview of coming attractions. Next week on the 14th will be the next full moon. So it's not this coming week, but the following week it's going to be a super moon because the moon is closer to the earth. It will be at 23 degrees of Sagittarius. So so that's just sort of moving into next week. And also at the end of next week, Mercury will finally move out of its shadow. So that's just sort of a preview of coming attractions. Full moons, again, are about releasing things coming to fruition, culmination, whatever intentions you've put out in the eclipses, in the new moons recently, you may receive the rewards for when the full moon comes next week. So that's what I have for the transits for this week. Let's move into doing readings for all 12 signs. And we'll start with Aries. We'll just see what the Aries need to know, see, hear about this coming week. The Adventure card. So this is new beginnings, things opening up for you. And this little kid is headed into the rainbow. So he doesn't know exactly what he's moving into. He just knows the direction to follow. I like to say that this card is, what today do I feel guided to do? And just do that thing. And so this would be a great mantra to have this week. I think it's a great mantra to have every week, every day. What today do I feel guided to do? But this is following your joy, following your bliss. Like, what brings you joy? What brings the colors to your life? Is there creative pursuits? Is there, are you feeling drawn to go to new places, to seek out certain people or relationships, or, you know, where are you feeling prompted? Listen to those subtle prompts, listen to the intuitive pulls, go where you feel guided, and knowing that some new things are opening up. Like Aries, this feels like a transformational week for you. You've got Jupiter in your sign, Mars, the ruling planet for you, is in your sign. So there's this powerful energy, kind of like co-signing whatever it is that you put energy into, can make it extra big, extra explosive. So make sure you're on a track that's for your highest good, because otherwise, if you're off track, that can be extra gnarly, extra derailing. So line up yourself, know that you're listening to inner voice, follow your inner direction, one step at a time. And this looks like a great week and something new unfolding, something that you're not even aware of right now. At the beginning of the week, that by the end of the week, there's some new beginning, some new adventure, something new opens up. Maybe you're invited for a trip. Pay attention to offers and invitations this week, incoming from the universe, right? And pay attention, especially to inner promptings. So that's what I have for the Aries for this week. All right, we'll go to Tauruses. This is the Existence card. This is one of my meditation cards. This is about finding your place in the universe, letting go of the day-to-day grind, and realizing there's a greater force that's working the universe. Like, whoever came up with all the stars and the planets and the way our bodies exist, like, it's some intelligent source, right? Whatever your vision is of a higher power, whether you call that God or divine source or the mystic law, or you're atheist or agnostic and you don't really believe in a higher source, something is bigger than you, right? This is about realizing that there's a vast universe, and this is about taking direction from the universe, like listening to the promptings, getting out of your head, getting out of your emotional body, and just feeling one with everything. This is where you can receive incoming signals from others, loved ones, from your spirit guides, from your higher self. Downloads from spirit can come. And this is about deflating the ego, not like the ego being, I'm great, I'm wonderful. This is like, I'm just this little speck in this mighty, I'm a dust particle in the whole universe when it comes to thinking of that. And just be grateful for, this is like, I'm getting to have gratitude just for your life, for your breath, for your physical body, for like taking an assessment of everything that you can be grateful for and how miraculous your life is, how life is. That's what I get for this. And to me, with this shooting star in the picture, there could be a new message coming in, a new vision. This Uranus conjunct Venus could be a new opportunity. You're ruled by Venus. This is happening in your sign. So there could be new love, a new creative project, a new job offer. I feel like something new is coming in for the Tauruses. An unexpected message from someone that you love, a message from someone from your past. Yeah, there's some, I just feel like there's messages coming in. So enjoy, center yourself, meditate, connect with your higher self, and have a great centered week. We'll go to the Geminis. Happy birthday if you're having a birthday this week, Geminis. This is the We Are the World card. So this is the ultimate in potentiality. This says anything is possible. If you can believe it, conceive it, you can achieve it. And this is trusting that it's an unlimited universe that you're a part of. This also can be talking about a global connection, global travel. This is the globe after all. It's all these different people united. This is about connecting with people of diversity, from different cultures, different backgrounds. It can be literally planning a trip internationally. It can be hearing from someone from some other part of the planet, but it represents the infinite in potentiality, how we're all connected on this planet. There may be some great creative ideas that you have that can be affect the whole globe coming in this week. Like this feels super powerful. There's also these people are dancing. So this also feels like it's a week of joy and celebration, and maybe literally getting out and going dancing, getting out and being with other people who are enjoying something together. If you've got a group activity this week, going with a group of friends or connecting with family or going somewhere, a workshop or a gig or something where there's other people, it feels like there's neat connections that can be formed, new people, new connections. Yeah, this feels super positive. It just feels like it's a feel good week for the Gemini. So we can use that, right? All right. Go to the Cancers after I take a swig of my tea. All right. The guidance card. So this is about listening to and following your inner guidance. That it is super powerful this week. We all have an intuition. Cancers, most of my Cancer clients and friends are well aware of how intuitive they are. This is about not getting into your brain and trying to overthink. It's reminding yourself, oh, that's right. I have a whole GPS system that can, if I follow it, my inner voice, I'm going to be on the right track. It's like trusting your intuition, trusting flow. There is this little person who's like turning back the other direction. So this is like the little naggy things that maybe cause you to second guess your intuition or cause you to doubt. It could be someone else that comes in with a different message and you feel like, do I have to listen to that? Do I have to follow that? No, you follow your own inner voice. What do I feel guided to do today? What is the right task today? And it just feels like the wings here are there. It feels like you may feel the presence of your spirit guides or angels too this week, that you may feel like not only do you receive guidance from your own intuition, but you may feel like the universe is guiding you, being protective, sending you angels in real form in some way to help lead you in the right direction, help you answer a question you may be tossing over or trying to get clear about. Should I stay? Should I go? Where should I go? That I just feel like if you listen to the inner promptings, you're going to be shown. It's like, go to, like, to me, I like when I'm in this place of like needing guidance, like not being clear about what the next steps are. If you're clear about where the next steps are, just keep following and doing your clarity. But I feel like there's some cancers out there who are unclear about the relationships you're in, the place you're living, like your life in general, like what, something feels off, doesn't feel right. So to me, it's like going to the movies and expecting to be shown by a big theater screen something, right? And so when I'm wanting to be shown, I ask that guide, show me, make it really loud and clear, confirm it several times, like whatever my direction is, bring it to me again and again and again so that I can see clearly what I'm being guided to do and it's confirmed, right? Because if you ask, you will receive. So you can ask your guides, you can ask your higher self, what is the best path for my life? Show me, make it really loud and clear, because I feel like you guys need that clarity this week. And if you ask and you listen, I feel like you will get clear guidance this week. So put it up there. What are you needing guidance around? Toss it up, be open to receiving clarity. Because when you're clear about which direction you go, life can just be a joy. It can just be unfolding. And you're like, okay, today, yay. And then there's this beautiful flow, right? Nurturing yourself. That's the other piece I'm getting with the cancers is make sure you're doing self-care and loving and nurturing yourself. You do a good job of nurturing and taking care of others. Some of you, that's your work or your moms, and that's just what you're doing full time. But this is about, okay, well, how do you care for you? How do you bring yourself love and support? All right, that's what I get for the cancers. All right, we'll move on to the Leos. The moon moving through your sign in the last couple of days should have helped you feel a little better. Notice that when the moon moves through different client signs, they feel like there's a positive, that feeling you're getting emotional support basically by the universe when it moves through your sign. We've got the Rebel card. This is breaking through the chains that bind you. Some of these may be internal chains, like where you've told yourself, I can't, or whatever, for whatever reason. But this is a breakthrough. He's breaking through the chains, this Rebel is. And he's not just being rebellious to be like a bad kid. This is not okay. You may be breaking through the chains that other people have set for you, limitations that have been placed on you by someone else or by society, where you're going, no, this is not okay. Like our nation was formed in a rebellious state, right? We were rebelling against a control of another government. And so with Pluto retrograde, this can be adding to, how do you stand up for yourself? How do you empower yourself? Where do you need to take action? Because this is an action card. This guy is inspired. He's got the wand here that's lighting the way. He's clear about what he's doing. He's got the energy up and he's going for it. So this is about finding your passion, believing in yourself, and having the courage to go for something and believe that you can achieve it this week. Leos, this can be a really wonderful breakthrough. Insights can happen too. I'm getting that there could be creative projects that are formed, new jobs, like there's all these feathers too. Like I feel like being able to see from a higher perspective, get some insight into your life is coming in this week. And whether that's because it's downloaded to you directly, or that you talk to someone else or get a reading or whatever, where you're getting insights and realizations and they're like, oh my goodness, I so needed to see this. But it feels like there's just a sense of empowerment And it feels like there's a finally, like it feels like there's a breakthrough that you've been needing to have happen. And it feels empowering to finally break through an impasse and have some forward movement happening and feeling like you're on the right path. And I don't care what anybody else thinks, I'm doing this. That's what I see for the Leos this week. All righty, we'll go to the Virgos. The guilt card is coming up. Now, it could be that you're feeling guilty about something. It could also just mean that you're pulling your hair out around something. And, you know, you guys are ruled by Mercury, which has just been retrograde. It's turned direct again. You may still be clearing up your mind around something, maybe wanting to scream over something. It just feels like, what? Something you need to get out. So some storm clouds have built. It feels like this was something that has reached ahead. I do feel like it'll be dissipating this week. You're going to be shifting something, but it feels like it comes to a head first, and then there's like this transformation. So this Mercury trining Pluto energy could really be like an eruption that clears out. You may finally say something you need to say to someone, or just get something out of your head instead of mulling it around in your head. Like, you need to just discharge it, get it out on paper, do some word vomiting in your journal. And if it is guilt itself that you've done something you feel really bad about, like, this is an opportunity to just forgive yourself, let it go. You can't change anything that's gone down before 2 seconds ago, much less 2 days ago, 2 weeks ago, 2 decades ago, 2 lifetimes ago. So how do you get to a point where you can just be okay with yourself and where you are right now, even if you're in the middle of a messy transformation? Can you be okay with yourself? Can you give yourself love and positive energy, and the support that you need to make a shift, make a change, to get out of your head? You may need some support for your brain. You may need to be up your green vegetables or B vitamins. You may need to get some special supplements that help you with brain chemistry. For some of you that feel like off and whacked, that you may just need some Chinese meds, get some acupuncture, get some healing support too, because it feels like there's something out of whack, out of balance. I'm also feeling something in the neck, so you may need like an adjustment, again, a massage to just, I mean, if things get caught up in your neck, then it can make your brain hurt. You can feel like you're having headaches. So I just feel like whatever this is can be shifted out this week, and that you can feel like, oh, okay, now I can see clearly. After all this, all the storm clouds move through, you can have that clearing that you need in your mind and your body and your spirit. So I do feel like it's a positive week, but it can really ramp up in an intensive way. So just heads up, be gentle with yourself, lots of self-care, up the self-care, and be patient with yourself, right? If you're having a bad day, it won't always feel like this. Just know that. Okay. All right, we'll move on to the Libras. So since y'all are ruled by Venus as well, and Venus is going to have the conjunction with Uranus this week, it could really affect you in a more personal way as well. You can feel something majorly shifting in your life. I think everybody's going to feel it this week, but I think you guys in particular are going to be feeling it. Woo, okay. The Lovers card is coming up for the Libras. So this could be incoming new relationships. This is beautiful. At the very least, this is a love relationship with your own inner child, like really feeling self-love to its fullest. But this is my card that represents beautiful love, connection, and relationships. So you might, if you already have an existing relationship, this could just be a deepening of that. If you're single, this could be a new person coming in. Like, you could have a potential lover come into your life this week or resurface from the past. It feels very divine. I'm getting this like light energy above these two heads. So it feels like if there is someone new coming in, it feels like it's a new story, not a repeat of the same old, same old. This is like, oh, this is different. This is new. Wow, how did this happen? How did this come in? That's that kind of an energy. Beautiful roses here. This also a great week to buy yourself some flowers, or maybe you receive some flowers, maybe get out in the garden and work at tending flowers if you have them. But woo, this is nice to have the Lovers card show up for the Libras. All right. And we'll have the Scorpios. Celebration. This could be getting together with girlfriends, other female friends. If you're a female, this could be going to a party, a graduation. This could be good news coming, like finally. This is like they're dancing barefoot in the rain and the water here, and it's just like just feeling good. Finally, it feels like you get to see someone you love, you get to spend time with people that you love, maybe family. Again, female energy is prominent with the three females here dancing. This is usually when it comes up in a female client's cards. This is getting together with the girlfriends, or getting together with sisters or daughters, you know, mothers, that kind of energy. Female friends that bring you joy, that can like just run and play and laugh and have some great joy. So it feels like y'all could use some love and joy and happiness. It's been pretty intensive for y'all lately. Y'all been drawing some pretty intensive cards in these one card draws on Sundays. So it's like, whoa, okay, this is a good news week. Celebration, good times, fellowshipping, enjoying your female friends, your connections with loved ones, just being able to let loose a little bit and play is what it feels like, feeling joyful. So this is great for the Scorpios. All right, Sagittarius, I deeply apologize for overlooking you guys last week. And so as I promised, I'm going to do a 3-card draw for you guys. Not just one, but we're going to draw 3 cards, give you a little bit more juicy information about what's going on this week for you guys. Start right here. First card is the past life card. I'll just cut them all first and talk about them. Then we have the mind card, and then we have the moment to moment card. All right, let's talk more about these. All right, so the past life card, this is about the connections that we bring with us from past lives. So this is that sense of deja vu when you've experienced it, where you know that you've done something before. This is people in your life that you've had deep level connections with for many lifetimes, beyond just this lifetime. Maybe you knew from the start that this was going to be a deep connection. This feels like it's connecting with people you love dearly, or having flashbacks or hearing from them. But this is like surfacing information from your past lives too. It's like, what was my mission? What did I say I was coming in here to do? It's bringing in the information from the past in a positive way that I'm getting, of being able to like draw on your strength, realizing that we don't just go around one time. We go around many, many times. We have lots of opportunities to grow and evolve as a soul. Like this isn't the only opportunity. So it's kind of like resting in the depth of our soul's connection and the longevity that our souls have beyond just this lifetime, and realizing that when we've had deeply invested time and energy into people in past lives, they're going to still feel that. You may be having someone new come into your life that you feel like you've known a long, long time, or you've got those dear friends that have been with you for decades that you know knew from the first were going to be deeply in your life. And this could be also just psychically picking up on people that you know you have a deep connection with. Maybe you haven't been able to spend time with them, but they've been coming into your dreams or they've been coming across your thoughts. So this is just a confirmation then, if you've been having that flashbacks or thinking about someone that's no longer in your life or that you're not currently connecting with, that there is a deep lifetime after lifetime connection. And if you're not seeing them again this lifetime, maybe they've crossed over, maybe they're just in a different place in their life, that you will see them again, that there is a continuum here. It's not finished. The story is not finished, is what it feels like with some people in your life, which can make you cray cray. The mind card is like wrestling too much with something, like getting up in that head, batting it around. Mercury retrograde right now. I mean, it's been retrograde. Now it's gone forward, but it's still in its shadow zone and it's having these intense square with Saturn. And it can just be really fuzzy thinking for you and just not being able to get clear on something, or something where you're overthinking it too much. You're spending too much negative energy. Maybe you're having a negative thoughts about yourself. Maybe it's negative thoughts about someone else in your life. And it feels like you need to just like like blowing away smoke. You need to clear the air in your brain and mind. Take your head off, like do something that gets you out of your head, out of your mind. It could be a creative activity, diving into an art project. It can go seeing comedy or a movie. It could be going out for a walk in the woods. It feels like it needs to be something that put your focus on something else completely. Because I feel like if you let go of whatever it is you're wrestling with, the clarity around whatever you're trying to see will come into being. Like if it's something that some of you have been harping on the same negative things about yourself or about someone else in your life, and it's like you're stuck in a negative loop. And it's just like, even just exposing it and saying like, look what I'm doing to myself, like stinking thinking needs to stop. So there's a realization I feel like y'all are having this week around your thinking. And then the moment to moment card, this is one of my favorite cards of the deck, because it's like each moment creates an opportunity for something wonderful to come in. This is like, what today do I feel guided to do? What is in store today? This life is an adventure. This is also like, he's barefooted here. This is like feeling, oh, there's something new starting out, like feeling like your inner child is happy. Like this feels wonderful. This is a new adventure. There's like something being built here. So this could be a new relationship that's showing up, a new work, or a new aspect of your work. Maybe one of your children or friends are helping build something new and you're getting excited about watching that growth and development. There's also like this, he's like, everything else is kind of fantasy here, and he's on this stone, which feels very real. So it's like, what grounds you? What makes you feel grounded to the planet when you get too sort of out there? This is the need for grounding. And maybe it is walking barefoot. I would walk barefoot in the sand. That's one of my favorite activities. But this is like, the stone could be cold and grounding and just like a rock, right? What is your rock? Where's your foundation? I feel like you're building or about to build something new, a new foundation in some point. It could be a new habit, new routine with yourself. It could be, again, a new relationship or new work or a new aspect of your work, that something's being grown or built in a way where you're starting to get the downloads, you're starting to get to the visions about it. So it feels like that. It's almost like you smell something before you can see it coming, like, I smell flowers. Where are the flowers? That kind of thing. So that feels like you can get insights and direction about some new things that are coming if you're paying attention psychically. If you're listening to your inner voice, there's some messages from spirit about what's about to come, what's lying ahead. And it feels like some good, wonderful new developments in your life. These colorful ocean waves too just feel like a cleansing and a refreshing. I'm getting salt water. So some of you may be taking trips to be closer to salt water. That it may be like, maybe you're doing some salt water cleansing, like you're actually, gurgling with salt water or drinking it to help clear out your digestive system. There's something about salt water, or maybe you're bathing in sea salt, Himalayan sea salts coming to mind. Yeah. And even though you're in the middle of a change, it feels like, and you're not quite sure what's coming ahead, it's good. It's positive. There's a positive light at the end of the tunnel this week. So it feels like expect some wonderful incoming new things is what I get. And new things that you're building, maybe you're in charge of, you're making it happen too. And it just is flowing. Things are coming together in a beautiful way. You're getting support that you need from the universe. So just ask yourself, what today do I feel guided to do? This feels kind of spicy. The past life card, like, it feels like that there's some juicy depth here with people from past lives that, again, could be resurfacing. Maybe you've not seen them in this lifetime yet, but I do feel like there's a deep connection with past life people this week for the Sagittarius. Okay, I'll move on to the Capricorns. This is the projection card, okay? This is when someone dumps the stuff, is what I was talking about earlier at the beginning, is like when someone has unresolved issues, they project them, the projections card, onto you. Maybe it's you that's projecting your unresolved stuff onto the people around you. So this could be like a come to Jesus. What are you not dealing with that you're putting on the world around you? Or what is someone in your life that hasn't worked through their stuff putting on you? I feel like whenever this is going on, rather than to engage into the battle of you're doing this and no, I'm not, and the attack and defense, is to remove yourself from the situation and get some insight. Like, and if you're doing it, can you catch yourself and realize, oh, wait, what part of what I'm calling someone else out for do I need to look at within myself? Is there any truth of this that I'm calling this person out for that I need to hear, that I need to see? Is there any truth that this person's calling me out that I need to see or listen to? Yes or no? Like, it may be something that you need to see. Most of the times when this card's up, it's like, wait, what? It's a way off. So instead of feeling crazy, remove yourself from this person or situation. This may be a relationship that if it happens all the time, that you need to just disengage from, or maybe you guys need to dive into therapy together if it's coming up again and again and again in a relationship. There's this blue energy here that feels like, it feels like the blue of the third eye chakra. So the insight that you can receive around it, if you can get it out, because it feels like this can happen. You get up in your brain, you're blah, 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 in your own head, even after it's happened, there's all this like batting things around in your head, and you're not peaceful and still and calm in your body. So this blue energy feels like tapping into third eye. It feels like it's tapping into deep meditation, tapping into deep waters, like soaking in the tub, just like clearing the energy out of your system, because it feels like your system is overstimulated. And there needs to be like just a calming. And you need to spend some time alone. I don't feel like you're getting time alone, a lot of you Caps. Or you're not, maybe you're distracted. If you are having time alone, you're not just being with yourself and being with your higher self. You could be also projecting, you could be just staring into a screen. Maybe you are alone and you're just spending all your time in a screen watching YouTube or TikTok videos or something like that. And it feels like there's a need to just disengage from frenetic energy, disengage from other people, dive into the elements, earth, water, fire, just to get yourself, like, this would be a great time to go camping or go on a spiritual retreat or go on a, extend your meditation time so that you have extra time connecting with the divine, so you can let this 3D world fall away and recenter yourself into what's really important. What am I here to be doing? Where's my soul at right now on its journey? What am I learning right now? Those kind of bigger ended questions. Why am I here? What's my mission on this planet? I feel like is the bigger questions to be asking yourself right now, instead of getting distracted by drama. That's what it feels like. So, and it may not be your drama. Maybe you're watching someone else's drama, or someone else is bringing you their drama. Disengage from that as well. Okay, that's what I get for the Capricorns. All right, we'll go to the Aquarians. Yeah, the Saturn moving through your sign can feel like, oh, when is it going to get easier? Like it's been intensive for a while now. Yeah, it's not going to be for a little bit. It's still a little bit more time to come. So it feels like you need to just stop and recharge and realize that you're in the middle of some great little excavation of your soul is what it feels like really clearing out old patterns for all times, starting new things, new patterns. The sun is coming out though. Feels very refreshing. I mean, the sun is trining your sign. So this is like, and since the sun is in Gemini, this is the source. This is like tapping into source energy, tapping into meditation, spirit, which is feeling like you're sunny, optimistic, that things are good, they're positive, that the universe is shining happily on you, that you're getting supportive energy instead of conflict and stress. It feels like, oh, wonderful conversations, wonderful opportunities, great meditation time with yourself, great time doing music or yoga or art. Like it just feels like you're just sort of channeling source energy this week. And maybe you're literally channeling for other people, like out of your mouth is coming what other people need to hear. But it feels like this is a good week. You're feeling good and positive, not brooding and stuck. It feels like the light is shining on you. You're feeling, I'm just feeling creative projects are like bubbling and just lots of ideas about creative things. And so it's like capturing that, getting that out of your system so they don't, all these great ideas that you're coming up don't just go to waste. Like sit down and write the song, sit down and write those, those few pages in the book you're writing, your screenplay, whatever it is. I feel like writing, and I guess maybe because the sun's in Gemini, that there's like a writing thing going on for you guys, creativity at its most positive downloading is what it feels like you're just like, okay, it's coming, like on a downwash of beautiful light energy. And this could be like literally getting out in the sun, like getting some of that vitamin D that you can get from the sun and just enjoying the warmth of the sun before it gets too hot in the day, maybe. So that's what I get for the Aquarians. And then we have the Pisces. Okay, I do the projections card for you guys. This is when someone dumps their stuff on you or you're dumping your stuff on someone else. It feels like you're caught up in a drama, a war of words, of accusations and defending yourselves. And usually in this situation, both people are off in some way. Like if you're engaging with someone who's projecting on you and it's a habitual thing, you need to remove yourself from that situation. This is not an equally charged thing, especially if you're going into that defensive mode all the time and you're having to defend yourself. If you're the one calling someone else out, you're just focusing on their faults, what they're doing wrong. What can you do to shift and change something within yourself? I feel like I need to draw another card for you guys to go with it. Okay, I drew the postponement card. So whatever this is may not shift quickly. So this feels like it's an old habit. It's been going on for some time, that there's just a need for a change is what I'm getting, like a need for a fundamental change. It feels like there's like a revisit of the same thing over and over and over again. It could even be a loop within yourself. It could not even involve somebody else. Maybe it's a loop between your higher self and your fundamental darkness that keeps going back and forth, and your fundamental darkness is getting in the way of you being able to see your beautiful light is kind of what I'm getting that could be happening too. The postponement card can mean depression or just getting stuck in it where you're not feeling good. So it feels like move the energy, move the chi. Don't get into verbal debates or a debate within your head. Like with the sun in Gemini, it's easy to go back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. It feels like it's like put the brain down, put the conversation. This is not the time to try to have the conversations. Maybe later this week when Pluto is trining in with Mercury is the time to have the deep conversation. But right now, like, can it? Like, to me, it's like get out of the 3D frenetic energy realm and drop into the things that really matter. You know, the gratitude for your physical body, gratitude for your health, gratitude for the love that you have in your life. Um, Even if it's with friends or just from the universe and your spirit guides, like there's a focusing on the negative and like a resistance to doing your own work of some sort. Or maybe you're just fatigued. You have been doing your work, but you're just like, "Ah, I'm so over this. When is this going to really shift?" You know, looking at yourself in a negative way. It feels like somebody's on your ass. And whether if it's not someone else, it could be within yourself, right? So remove yourself from that person. If that person is you, remove yourself from you. What do you need to do to shift your scenery, shift your energy so that you're with a different person? Like maybe even sit down and dive into a creative project of some sort, take yourself out for a long walk, take yourself out to the sunshine, take a trip, you know, sunshine, take yourself out into the sunshine, take a trip. Get out, call someone that can help you shift your reality, go see some comedy, do something different to break it up. Because I feels like you're stuck in something that needs to shift. And so that can be done in a day. You don't have to have this experience all week long. You can just go, nope, nope, this is the reality that Karen Marie saw coming for me. I'm going to say no to that. I'm going to right now get the downloads I need to do to not step into that drama, right? Because when I'm doing readings, it's a projection based on what's going down right now. So if you're in a setup to go into a debate with someone or negativity in your own mind, stop. Don't do it. Get out of the situation, right? Be open to new alternatives, new direction, new guidance coming down from spirit. So, all right, that's what I get for all 12 signs for this week. It should be interesting transformation week. I'll be interested to hear if you have any shocking transformational things that happen in your love life. Do you have someone new coming in? Do you have surprise money? Do you have disconcerting things that happen out of the blue? Out of the blue is the code name for Uranus this week. So center yourself, take one day at a time, breathe deeply. Peace.